friends, today we are sketching the Great Pyramid of Giza. So you're going to need an eraser and a pencil. And here we go. So we are going to start to the left of the center this time, and we're going to make a very light triangle. I'm not going to go all the way to the top, so maybe this far down. We're going to come like this. I want you to sketch lightly. I'm going to just go darker so that you can see it, but you do not have to sketch dark. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to go all the way down on this one. Hopefully you could see this. And then from here, I'm going to go back down like this. So if you look at it this way, it looks like another triangle, right? It's the way you can think about it. So first we had our triangle, which would go like this. And then we come down off the side to make like another triangle. Now over here, I'm going to make, looks kind of like some smaller rocks stacked on top of each other. It's not perfect shapes. Like that. So it's 3. Then there's like a little bumpy rock boulder off to the side here. And then I have another layer of rocks over here. So we'll start, it's a little taller than this one. Okay. It's not pointy anymore. It must be worn down. Here it goes. It's coming down. This is kind of like the other side of the rock. We're going to be making lots of lines on top of this and lots of shadows. So don't stress about it having to be perfect, because it does not have to be perfect. We're just kind of laying the outline here. Okay, and now I'm going to have another shape over here. I may have to erase this line a little bit because I want this one to stop right about here. So it kind of goes on a diagonal. So I will take my eraser, get rid of that little bit. It's going to come down like that. Just going to make a messy line here. A few messy lines here, just to kind of show layers. Okay. The next one is a tiny bit taller than this one, okay? So here's the point of this one. I'm going to come down to about here, and that's where I'm going to start. This is the back of the triangle, so it kind of goes like that. And then I come down here. So you know how there was this side here? It's kind of like that over here. And then this side. It's going to come straight down, but it's kind of off in the distance. So it doesn't come all the way to here. It's like off in the distance, like that. And then I have a little one. It's taller than this one, but shorter than that one. So it's probably going to be about here. So we're going to come to here and straight down. And then we want to match these little sides like that. So do that. All right, now we get to do all of our shadowing and shading. Over here I am going to make just a couple of little rocks. A few little rocks there. Okay. And our fingers are going to get messy. That's fun. Okay, so these sides are going to be the lightest, and the face that's facing us is going to be the darkest. So first I'm going to, now that we have it all sketched out the way we want, you can go ahead and make these lines darker here. And then we're going to use our point, and I'm just making lines like this all the way down. They're not solid straight lines, they're broken lines. I'm not working on this shape yet, so I'm just doing the one behind it. All right, I'm going to take my finger and smudge it a little bit. Okay, now I want this side to be even darker, so I'm going to go back over it again and do those lines, but mostly on the left side. Could add a few more here since we smudged them. Just adding a few more back, like that. Okay, and I'll give you a second to finish up that step, making sure it looks darker on this side. I'm going to add just a tiny bit, not as much, but just a tiny bit of darkness, just peeking in on the right side too. But mostly it's on this side. Okay, now the face of this one is very dark. So I'm going to outline it some more. I'm going to skip a little space here as if that's like a flat surface, and then pick it back up. Outlining it and making it darker. Rub it with your finger a little bit. I'm going to skip a space here. And then make it darker again. So I really want this one to be closer up front, so that's why I'm making sure it's darker than the one behind it. Outline it a little bit more. I'm just going back over it with my pencil. Just make sure it's darker. And I don't want this to be such a perfect line down here, so you could smudge it. And lightly, with whatever's on your finger, go over the pale spots. There. Now, this side, I told you it's going to be lighter, but we still need some interest over here. So I just lightly outlined it, and then I'm going to take my pencil and make a few lines going this way, like it's this way. And then a darker shadow at the bottom and smudge it. Okay, whatever's left on my finger, I'm just gonna wipe in this shape here. It's just gonna make it a little bit darker. And then again, in this direction, I'm gonna make a few pencil marks. Like that. Making a few more bumps on this little rock here. And then we'll move on to this one. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna add shadow mostly on this side. Skip a space here. And a little smudge. And you, again, whatever's left on your finger, you can add a little shadow in the front. Okay. Now this one over here, we're gonna make that little mark at the top. So there's like a little wavy line up here on that side. And then over here, it's gonna start there and kind of come down a little on a diagonal to a point and then back up. Okay. Just outlining it to make it a little bit darker. Now under here, I do want like a shadow. So I'm going to go back through it, make like a shadow underneath. rub it in a little. On this side, I'm going to make a few pencil lines. A couple going down and rub it in. This side's going to stay pretty light, but this side we're going to make darker now. So, again, lines. Just making it darker in some places. And then I'm going to smudge it. So you can see that in some places on this one it's a little bit darker. See, I'm going side to side. Okay, I'll do a little scribble here. That's about it. Just leave it alone. And on this one, make sure that we leave that side light. Make this darker. A little bit of side to side pencil marks. And a quick wipe. That one doesn't have that much detail. Okay, now we got to work on this guy up front. So, again, this left side here is going to be lighter, but on this side, make some shadows. Making it kind of messy. Adding a little shadow in the back. And just a few lines on this side. And you can just smudge it. And drag it at the bottom to make that shadow. Just making a few little squiggly lines down there. And then you can take your eraser if you want to make a little highlight up here. Just erase some of it. Some of those shadows we made, you could erase where we want it light over here. I'm going to do a little eraser mark here and here where I wanted it light. Anywhere we wanted a little bit of light, you could just take your eraser and do that. And I'm going to a couple of eraser marks there. A little more of a shadow on this side. Okay. So you can go back through it and add any more shadows you want to. And then when you feel like you have it, that it's done feeling, you're just gonna sign the corner. And then you're all done. I hope you had fun sketching with me today, the Great Pyramid of Giza. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.